It's the penultimate race of the year in the 2012 Stock Cat Championship, and on the front row it's Tom Bell and Joe Ferguson. Row 2, Martin Ward and Matt Digby. On the third row is Matt Fincham and Paul Jarvis, with row 4 going to Terry Roughton and Jake Farndon. Row 5 sees Patrick Fletcher and Phil Wright, and row 6 Steve Powson and Pip Hammond, Ben Forbes and Andrew Harding on row 7. Row 8 Nick Fortin Jones and Mark Gates. We have a different grid to usual here for the stock catches at Snetterton. This morning's qualifying session was run under safety car because of fog, so they had to go with a championship order for the grid. So it's the two championship rivals, Tom Bell and Joe Ferguson, sitting on the front row. We're right on board with Stephen Powson for the start of the race. He starts on row 6. In front you can see there Patrick Fletcher, who's been given his championship up, his 2011 champion. He's the championship no longer his. He makes a good start though. Bad luck he's had this year. Good start for Nick Fortin Jones in the 44 in the rear view camera there. So Paul starts well, Paul Jarvis just in front. We head into Richards for the first time then. There's Terry Roughton right in front, a bit of contact, possibly Nick Fortin Jones goes sideways. This car's going off, Wayne Harris is off. Jeff Humphries in the C2 return this weekend is off. He's going towards the tyre wall. I think he's missed out, he's gone further than the tyre wall though. Pip Hammond coming around the outside there. We head through Montreal in the 71. He'll have the inside for Chapman Curve as we head, and it's going to put Howland on the grass there. He joins at Williams. As we now head down the Bentley straight towards Brunland Nelson then to complete halfway through this first lap. So we head in toward Brundle and breaking down towards Nelson, and Joe Ferguson off the road. Championship contender Joe Ferguson has spun. He's going to be phasing all the way, dropping all the way down the order. It's Tom Bell that leads. He heads down towards Coram. We believe there may well go in contact between Bell and Ferguson. Two championship contenders coming together then on lap 1 of the weekend. So it's Tom Bell with our front bumper. So yes, definite signs of contact there. Jake Farndon's in second. Third is Matt Digby. In fourth is Martin Ward. Then it's Fincham next up. As the field make their way through Murray for the first time. There's Joe Ferguson making his way up over the curves through Murray. So he's only ahead of about 10 cars. That makes him in about 19th position as he completes the first lap. Andrew Harding, then we ride on board with him. First time we've run an onboard camera with him this year. He's just following Nick Fortin Jones as we head down towards Montreal for the second lap of this 13-minute plus 1 lap race. And it's side by side as Fortin Jones tries to go around the outside of Pip Hammond. He's still having problems with his sack, so this could well be the final time he races this car. Fortin Jones gets to run onto the Bentley straight, so the two cars will run side by side as we believe Pip Hammond's car is underpowered. Yes, Nick Fortin Jones drives past him and in front he goes. We go down towards the old Ested Brundle Nelson for the second time. Then Fortin Jones possibly having a go at the next car up the order, and he goes through that. So Fortin Jones gains 2 positions there. The second of those cars could well have been Philip Wright. So it could have been Phil Wright, I think. But it's Bell that has a big lead now over Matt Digby, who's in second. Well, big lead in stock catch times. A massive moment for Shane Deegan. He gets the car all sideways through corner. He gets it back together though. Deegan's made a fantastic start. He was at the back end of the top 20. He's went into the top 8, I think it is. 8th position for Shane Deegan. Now, what progress has Joe Ferguson made on that lap? He is in the number 34 car and has gained 4 places, we believe. So he continues to move up the order as Steve Powson gets passed by Nick Fortin Jones around the outside of Ritchie's, but Powson fighting back, trying to come up alongside the two cars, not giving each other too much room. Fortin Jones tries to fight, Powson's off him, and Powson's still on the inside here. There's Phil Wright behind, then Pip Hammond. Joe Ferguson slides the car around the outside, but I think that's going to put him out of shape. Andrew Harding at the back of this battle, and Powson still side by side with Nick Fortin Jones as they head down the Bentley straight. Phil Wright there just behind, and Harding having a go at Pip Hammond now around the outside, and Fortin Jones ekes his way ahead of Powson, and he's in front before they go underneath the Snetterton bridge. Onto the brake, Powell later on the brakes. Almost runs into the back of Fortin Jones. Doesn't do that. Terry Rowson just in front end. Bit Hammond and Andrew Harding still side by side. It's Hammond on the outside line. And that means down to the bomb hole, I would presume he'll lose the position. Now Matt Digby now leads. He's broke away from Bell as well, and Patrick Fletcher gets his car all sideways through Corm. He spins the car, comes back round once again, and Shane Deegan's now ahead of Paul Jarvis, and then Rowton leads his 6 or 7 car train as Pit Power now gets passed by Joe Ferguson. Goes through then. Joe Ferguson makes up another place as Neil Trotter in the MG spins. That car goes round Murray's as well. On board with Andrew Harding, he's just behind Phil Wright going down towards Richie's. Now down towards Montreal, and we can see in front that's Fortin Jones trying to make a place, and Harding's coming up alongside Phil Wright here, so the two cars are going side by side, and it's Fortin Jones trying to find a way past Rowton. Harding gets eked wide there onto 2 wheels onto the grass, and Joe Ferguson's now past him. He's going past Phil Wright as well, so that's 2 places there made up by Joe Ferguson. And now in the slipstream, Harding's being able to attack right in towards the Brundle. It's side by side in front as Powden tries to gain a position of right late on the brakes round the outside. He's going to stay in front of Harding. Was there a car possibly off there? Ben Forbes, possible. Jake Humphries, it could have been. Anyway, leaders back with us then. Bell under lots of pressure from Farndon. He was trying to come up alongside. Ferguson now just getting behind Steve Powsland. Pip Hammond looks to the inside of Andrew Harding. Can't do it. There's Patrick Fletcher. He's on the back of that queue of cars. On board with Powsland to go. Fortin Jones in front of us. Joe Ferguson behind. So Ferguson knows to win the championship he has to fight his way up through the order, just like he did at Brands Hatch in April. He went off at Druid and the work bounced off the tile, and here we go then. He looks up on the inside of Steve Howden down towards Montreal, late on the brakes. He goes up on the inside line and makes it through then. So the 34 Ferguson Motorsport 6 and Saxo drop scores, leading the championship. Without drop scores, not leading the championship. That's why he had to start from second on the grid. Working his way back through the order. Strong top 10 finish here will continue to keep the championship hopes alive. So now he's getting himself onto the back of Nick Fortin Jones, who in turn has a look on the inside. I think is that Paul Jarvis. Meanwhile in front, Bell really defending from Farndon. Matt Digby looking strong for a victory now. We've got Martin Ward in 4th, then Matt Fincham's in 5th. Drake in 6th, and then 7th. And meanwhile, Joe Ferguson goes up on the inside of not just Nick Fortin Jones, but Paul Jarvis as well, heading into Murray's. So Joe Ferguson gaining 2 places in one swoop there. Great bit of driving there from Joe Ferguson. So it's past both Fortin Jones and Jarvis. Then we're on board with Paul Jarvis. He lost both places because he was in front of both of them. Fortin Jones followed Ferguson through. Now Steve Powsland onto the back of that queue of cars. 4 cars involved in it at the moment. Ferguson flings that car into that hairpin, gets it all sideways, but gives him a slingshot onto Chapman. But I expect he would probably start to break away. So now, is that Patrick Fletcher parked up on the side of the road? Is Powden sitting in the slipstream of Jarvis? Can he do anything? Heading onto Brundle. You see Ferguson. Right now the slippery surface flags out, and I think Paul Jarvis has been caught on that. The car going sideways. Now here comes Powden with the run. I think he's got up alongside, and it should be making his way through. Jake Farndon's gone through. He's up to second ahead of Tom Bell, and Matt Fincham's got ahead of Martin Ward. Nick Fortin Jones loses it on the exit of Coram. He's onto the grass, and Powden did make it past Jarvis, and now Terry Rowden goes ahead of Phil Wright. Andrew Harding there as well as Nick Thornton-Jones will go to rejoin the circuit. And board of Harding then right in the slipstream of Phil Wright. To the outside he goes. They turn it, and Terry Rowden loses it. He spins at Richie, he corrects it, but he's going to be dropping positions. Big mistake that was from Rowden then. And Wright gets it all sideways at Montreal there. So I think there's fluid perhaps all over their circuit. The worst of it, boy, the tricky most people out, it seems, at Brundle, and there's been mistakes on the exit of Corm as well, where the car's right on the limit. So now side by side between Wright and Harding, but suddenly Wright gets a load of speed over Harding there, as now they're onto the brakes for Brundle as they turn through, and now Phil Wright loses it. He spins. And there's a couple of cars off, in fact, I noticed there. One of them definitely being the C2 of Jeff Humphries. We believe dropped some coolant down. And Matt Digby lead come down. And Varden's gone to the back of that queue set for second. So Tom Bell back up to second. And Shane Deegan's under pressure now from Joe Ferguson, who's very late onto the brakes for Murray's corner as he continues to chase cars down. He's still got another good 3 laps to work his way up through the order. That Wright just getting ahead of Carter into Murray's as Wright continues or starts his comeback drive after that spin. Notice there, the car running off wide. I think that was Gary Brandon, the 74 car. Paul Jarvis spins now. He's gone off, and the oil and the coolant that we believe is down at the S's. So he's going to have to wait for a gap in the traffic. Here's the battle for Whitewater second, but Matt Fincham's gone through. Matt Fincham's ahead of Tom Bell, and then Bell's got Ward right on his tail, and then Chris Drake and Jake Farn, and then Deegan and Ferguson going after the 4 of them. That comeback drive from Ferguson, he's gained so much time throughout, as side by side and sideways were Hammond and Carter, and Hammond flings the car onto 2 wheels but loses the position. Here's a replay of Rowton's massive moment at Ritchie's that he managed to save. Like I was saying, Ferguson's massive comeback drive after lap 1. He was 10 seconds behind the leader. Who was Tom Bell. Now he's only 4 seconds behind Bell. And it's even less than that now as they turn through Murray's to complete the 9th and the penultimate lap of this penultimate round of the Stock Cats Championship. Across the line goes race leader then, number 2 Matt Digby, second 20 Matt Finch, and then there's 3rd place Tom Bell. The back of that queue of cars, Joe Ferguson, only 2.4 seconds behind his championship rival, so he's caught up good part of 8 seconds throughout this race. Now on to the final lap, and Ferguson goes round the outside of 2 cars through Coram. Jake Varden and Martin Ward, can he get this done? Yes, he brings the car in front of them, so now it's only 1 car between Tom Bell and Joe Ferguson. That fantastic manoeuvre on the final lap of the race. Go round the outside, not just 1 car at Coram but 2, and I think Shane Deegan's made a mistake somewhere because he's behind Steve Powser now, so that's another place that Ferguson's made up, so he's hardly lost any points here in the championship battle. So going into the final round, Joe Ferguson the favourite over Tom Bell, and we'll get official classification up in a moment. Here we go then. Matt Digby won from Matt Finch. Well, there's Tom Bell, he finished 3rd. Rob Drake, a great drive from the back, we didn't really mention him, he finished 4th. But Joe Ferguson finished 5th. 6th Jake Farndon, 7th Martin Ward, 8th for Steve Powser, 9th Shane